This meeting is being recorded.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Today is December 14, 2023, time 7:01. I call this meeting in order. We're going to start with land acknowledgement first. Would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the town of Shelburne resides within the traditional territory and ancestral land of Anishinaabe, including Ojibwe, Potawatomi, Chippewa, and people of Three Far Confederacy. This tradition territory upon which we live, work, play, and learn are steeped in rich indigenous history and traditions. It is with this statement that we declare to honor and respect the past and the present connection of indigenous people with this land, its waterways and resources. We encourage residents to review the call to action information by visiting the following website for further or future research and educate oneself. And that website is https, I would say www.dccrc.ca/educational-links. First off, just going to begin with adopting agenda. Agenda has been circulated, and I'm sure everyone had a chance to read the agenda. And I'm looking for someone to adopt the agenda as circulated. And that's Kyle, seconded by Jaya. All in favor? Aye, motion carried. Perfect. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Members of the committee are required to state any pecuniary interest in accordance with the Municipality Conflict of Interest Act. Does anyone have any conflict of interest to declare at this point? I am seeing none. Perfect. That's good. Move on to the next is approval of minutes from the meeting held on October 12th. Once again, you had an opportunity to review the circulated minutes. I assume that, and looking for someone to make a motion for that. And that's Len, seconded by Kyle. All in favor? I do. Motion carried on that. That brings us to the business for today's meeting. Adds a new business, and first up, we have entertainment and activities update. Potential artists, we have Peter with us.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind introducing Peter here. Peter's a good friend of mine. He's actually a performing artist, pop star. Just recently got on radio play. What was the radio station you just got landed on?
Well, we're getting on 106.5. And as well have meetings coming up with Z103 and others as well. So I'm looking to get on radio sooner than later, hopefully.
Exciting.
So yeah. I did talk to Peter, and I asked him about Canada Day, see if he'd be willing to potentially perform for us. And he's been gracious to say that he can certainly do it. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, but I believe you and I had this conversation that you'd be willing to do this for about $1,000.
Correct. Yes, because I mean, I bring on dancers as well. So just with everything that I need to do, I think that sounds about right for me, if that works.
Okay, so why don't you sort of introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Thank you.
Well, yes, my name is Peter Kara. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've been doing this, I could say, all my life. Since I was a little boy, was my dream to be a recording artist. So I've been on that journey and path my whole life. And it's nice to finally kind of see things fall into place as it may. And I'm just excited for this next chapter in music. Yeah, I'm just ready to take this next step. And I think Canada Day would be a great platform. And with radio and everything coming along, I think this is a great step in the right direction. So I would love to do that performance. I'm excited for it. You guys will have me, of course.
Perfect, perfect. So just like to go back to our committee members, see if they have any questions, anything, any sort of a clarification that we needed to, or we're seeking at this point, we can just definitely, let's look at that. Any question for Peter?
I guess, Peter, the biggest thing is we're going to need to know what sort of things we have to have prepared for you. I mean, I know that you typically play for tracks or play 2 tracks. So Len is our audiophile supreme here.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah,
Excuse
so
me, that was last year. This year,
Well, you're not passing on to me this time.
You're getting voluntold again, but I'm so too bad. You're stuck.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I'll get a show mix done and whatnot, and so yeah, if we have the sound, audio person there, and lighting's important. Now, are we looking at an indoor or an outdoor, or is that an option?
It's typically held in the pole barn at Fiddle Park.
Okay, very good. So yeah, I would say sound, obviously that's the number one thing. In terms of lighting, what do we have there in terms of lighting and effects and things like that?
again, last year and this year are 2 completely different situations. Last year, I think we had 12 par 64s. This year, we have candles with little tinfoil reflectors. So I think we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of flexible with lighting. I don't see why people are all laughing, by the way, just to be clear. I mean, like I said, last year and this year are two different events. Yeah, no, there's 12 par 64s. There isn't anything that's programmable or, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah, well, I can work with you guys if we got sound going, and I have, I mean, I can obviously I'm going to put the show together. I think we can make something awesome happen. That's my goal. I just hope, I just want to do a great job for everyone and just be entertained.
Thank you.
So,
Peter, I have a couple of questions. Earlier you touched on about the dancers, that you are going to bring dancers. Just wondering, is there any stage requirement, anything around that that we need to be aware of? Second thing is, oops. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Let's do it one at a time. Yes.
Sorry. I thought you were finished. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
No, I think it's fair enough to take a question at a time. So let's just do one question at a time then.
Okay, so for stage requirement, I would just have to obviously look at the sides of the stage just to make sure that the dancers are safe and not falling off or anything like that. I think that's the main thing. As long as we got the sides for it and I have enough room there, I can make it work. Yeah, I mean, if I can have one on each side, even that works. Like, what kind of space are we looking at? Is it like full stage or is it a?
Alice, do you know what the size of the stage is?
So, jumping ahead a little bit for the town stage update, the town stage is not going to be available.
Oh, it's gotten that bad, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not safe. So there is going to be no town stage provided.
Will there be the cement? Will the cement pad be poured by then, do you think?
I can't answer that question tonight. I'll make a note to look into that.
Perfect. Okay.
So
Yeah.
basically,
That's
that
really it.
being said, I was just going to say, we don't have a formal stage. So if there's, the committee will add a further time in the meeting and at future dates discuss the option of potentially renting a stage. So if there's a particular size that would work best for you, that would be good information for the committee to have, because if they do opt to rent a stage, then, you know, that would play into what they rent. But at this point, there's no formal stage.
Wow.
That's where Len was referring to things being different this year.
Okay, very good. Is it possible, have you guys thought about going into an indoor venue, or is that not an option also? Like, I'm not sure, because you guys mostly do it as an outdoor event.
It's at the Fiddle Park.
So it's going to be at
Historically, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
So yeah, definitely stage requirement is definitely one thing we needed to kind of get some more information from you. That is one thing that we can look into that as a group.
Any technical requirements?
And any other technical requirements, yes.
Yeah, I think like I mean, you guys have done this process, so I trust in you guys in terms of like the sound and the production, all that, for when we put the performance on. So yeah, if you guys can figure out the stage part, then this shouldn't be a problem.
Even like if there is any possibility, I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but typically when you are performing somewhere and you have a dancer there, like what's the stage size normally you see it?
You know, to ask me exact measurements, actually, I've never been asked that before. I've usually gone to the venues usually for like a sound check, and then I visually see it. So I've never had the issue. Like, I can make it work with even less space. If I can have a dancer on each side, I can modify the show to work the stage area. So it's just a matter of like, you know, if three of us are fitting really tight, then yes, I would have a problem executing certain things. But for the most part, I can adapt pretty well and make it work.
And another area when we talk about soundtrack, like how many hours are you going to perform, or what's your thought on, you know, track play, or like is there any timeline on hour wise?
Well, how long would you guys like me to perform? Because it's like a headline, right? So, like an hour and a half, whatever you guys feel. Like, what do you expect from the headline performer? Like, do you want a 2 hour show? Do you want an hour, hour and a half?
I
We
think
can anywhere in that range. We can do that.
Yeah. In the past, we've done 2 45-minute sets or 2 40-minute sets. Yeah, so that's the stuff that helps, Pete. And about a month before, if you can give me a list of, you know, are we talking cordless mics? Are we talking how many stage monitors are we talking? All that kind of stuff that, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I would have to get back to you with all that.
Yeah, but that's something you figure out after we figure out the size of the stage and whether you're bringing 2 dancers or 20 dancers.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all dependent on, you know, what I'm working with, and then I can kind of tweak it from there. So it won't be a problem. Yeah.
Any other question, team, you have it, or clarification?
Maybe if Peter has a time preference, I don't know, maybe then we can work around that to have other activities or other things. Just maybe the preference, right?
Yeah, I think like it's important to choose a time maybe where more people can get there. So does this happen on Saturday? Well, it doesn't matter because it's Canada Day. It's obviously no one's working that day. So evening time, I'm guessing. Like if some people happen to work, maybe like a 9 o'clock show. Like what do you guys usually do? Is it a daytime thing or it's an evening? See, I need to know this too. How long does the event go for?
Len, go
Yeah.
ahead. I think Len, yeah, go ahead, Len.
Okay, typically what we do is we back time from the fireworks. So if fireworks are at dusk, let's say 9:45, 10 o'clock, then we would back time your show from there. And then we'll try and secure a couple of other local opening acts and see, you know, like they'll do shorter sets, but we'll just kind of, like, the goal is, I think, to have you and your performance about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the actual fireworks.
Very good.
And just if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Okay.
that works. Yeah, works for me.
Kyle, you had some suggestions or thoughts?
No, I was basically going to reiterate exactly the same thing that Len was just saying. So as far as the time goes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I was thinking around the same time, 8 to 9:30, kind of 40-minute, 45-minute slot, 10-minute break in between. Yeah. So,
Perfect.
but anyway, time will be basically we will relay, or we'll connect back with you and let you know the timing. But as Len said it, and I'm sure most of us are in kind of similar agreement and into that as well, that we will kind of draft our agenda for the day, and then we'll have your basically performance before the fireworks starts, 10-minute firework end, basically. Any other questions that we can cover while Peter is here? I think we are good at that point then. So if that's the case, Peter, I wanted to thank you for coming on here today and explaining and going over through some stuff that what you do and basically your passion about music and things like that. So we really appreciate that you've been here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Thank you. So before we move on to that, Alice, anything you needed from us at this point?
So I do have another entertainment and activities thing that I'll bring up. Peter, you don't have to stick around for the rest of the meeting. We'll get back to you once the committee's made their formal decision.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so thanks very much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Nice to meet everyone. Have a good one.
Good.
Take care.
Take care.
Okay, bye. Bye.
You mean we don't have a stage?
It's on the agenda for a stage update.
Yep.
Look at that.
That is right. Yes.
Last I heard, the town staff said that there was repairable. They were saying that they could deal with it.
Well, it has now been evaluated by an engineer, and the engineer has said no.
Oh,
I would trust the opinion of an engineer. I think that's probably a good way to
fair
go.
enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so the town has to reevaluate as a whole, like council, staff bring to council what the options are going forward for the future. Do we do a new stage? Do we do it at a future date? What? But at this point, for the committee's perspective, it would be best for the committee to operate under the understanding that there is not going to be a stage provided by the town for Canada Day. Okay. So going back to the entertainment for a sec, we can talk about the stage again in a minute, but I just want to, as far as what we need from the committee, Samir, is if the committee wants to choose Peter for their headliner for entertainment for the day, then we would need a motion as such. You could also wait till the next meeting so that you can, Google his music and see what you think. That's totally up to you. And then I have an update about activities as well. So I'll let you finish with the musician topic before I jump into the activities.
Perfect. Thank you. Amy, I just saw your hand up, but is it just, no, nothing. Okay. So what do we feel as a committee here? Like, should we, do you guys want to take a time and, do a little bit of research as what Alice had suggested as well? And I was thinking around about that time as well, but is it something that we can
We don't have to jump in on it tonight. I do think it would be a good idea for the committee to hear Peter's music.
yeah,
I've got his website that he sent me today. I'll send that to the committee,
perfect.
and I'll see if I can find a few YouTube links of some of his stuff as well for you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good.
And
So
then
yeah,
I'll put it on the next agenda for making a decision.
perfect. Sounds good. So that does not require any motion at this point, Ellis. So moving on to the item, you have it as per
Okay.
the other activities.
So Cheryl had very wonderfully gotten a quote for bouncy castles and items like that from a company in Angus for Canada Day. In reviewing the details of the quote, they only provide setup and they do kind of a brief informal training of how to operate it. But the town's insurance policy requires that it be trained individuals only that run these bouncy inflatable items. And the concern is they have to be over 18 so that it could not be students. And the concern is getting people there in time to, would our insurance company consider volunteers train day of trained individuals? So this is the reason that town staff is not overly comfortable with providing inflatables at town run events because of the insurance. So the other option is to reach back out to the company and see if we can get a quote that would include them having their staff supervising these day of, but that's going to drastically increase your cost.
Perfect. Glenn, you have a comment?
Just a comment, observation, whatever. The Rotary had in the fall of last year ran an event with a couple of bouncy castles and an inflatable Velcro wall and a trackless train. Do you want me to follow up with that and see if I can get that company? They had everybody trained, like they had staff manned for the whole event, take out, set up, take down, that whole thing. I think they were around $4,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I can follow up.
I thought that was the same place that Cheryl was talking about.
How are we looking on budget, Ellis?
As far as the total budget?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm trying to remember what the committee requested. I believe the committee
I think
requested
25, if I'm not making a mistake.
Not sure it was that much.
I thought it was somewhere around 15.
I thought it was 15. 15 is the number. And that's, so that you're going to need at least 10 for fireworks because we don't know yet if we're getting a grant or not, right?
Mhm.
So at least 10 for fireworks, 1,000 for entertainment.
Well, you're going to need
Right.
at least 15 for a stage.
Yeah.
1,000?
15 for a
100.
stage.
1,500 or 15?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry. Yeah, no.
That's one heck of a stage, Len.
Well, no, but rental if we're renting, setting up, taking down. Now,
Yeah.
the other thing is I have a couple of 2x4s in the garage we could fix our current stage with. And I'm sure that we could forge an engineer stamp.
Right. So that's where too, this is where the advantage of getting sponsors really helps with, and getting, if we get the grant, that will help. That'll give you some more funds to play with. but yeah, we have to try as much as possible until we have a commitment of a sponsorship or a commitment of the grant from the federal government to stay within the budget. So if it's going to be about $4,000, then that's going to pretty much max your budget between that and a stage and entertainment and fireworks. So, but yes, Len, if you could at least get the quote, I mean, it's always good to have a quote, right? But the insurance company and town staff would definitely want to see individuals over the age of 18 that are trained to run these inflatables. Len, you're muted, so we're not sure what you're saying.
Sorry. There, now I'm unmuted. So you want me to get try and see if I can get a quote for bouncy castles that are manned and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I'll forward you the information that Cheryl sent, just so you know which company she already reached out to.
Okay.
We could just reach back out to them and say, hey, what would the quote be if you provided the manpower as well?
Right, right. Okay.
Because ideally it would be good to have more than one quote.
Right. Yes. And do you want me to get a quote for a stage to rent?
Oh, that would be appreciated if you get some numbers running.
I've also got a contact that rents stages too, so I can reach out to him as well if you'd like.
Perfect.
Yeah, yes. Well, that's fine.
I don't know if anyone else had any other activities updates, but that was the activities update that I had to bring to the committee.
None from my side.
I have none.
Right, if that's the case, so we are going to get some more information regarding other activities. Len is going to work hard onto that stage. Kyle and Len, both of them are going to get some information about that as well. So we're really thank you for taking charge and you know, things rolling right now at this moment. That's good stuff. That brings us to this sub-working group for the beer garden update. If there is any update that can provide to the committee. Ms. Kyle, you're part of that, or yes, you are. Beer garden.
I was. I can be. We haven't had any meetings or discussions about it.
No, I think we had it. No, or I'm not. I hope I'm not making.
Do you recall who's on the subcommittee for that? Was Brian
that was Brian was there. I don't recall who else was there. So
I'm just pulling up. It should be in the minutes from the last meeting. I'm just pulling them up. I didn't print that. I just printed the agenda portion. So bear with me one moment, please.
It will be September, October meeting.
I'm pretty sure it was the October meeting.
October, yeah, October.
Yep, it was myself, Brian, and Amy, apparently.
Yes.
We haven't had
if you haven't met, then you don't have an update.
There we go, yeah.
We should actually reach out and have a mini meeting at some point and try to get working on that.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Okay, sorry guys. That's that slipped through the cracks on me.
No problem. It's at status quo then, I guess, for now. Okay. All right. If that's the case, we are going to move right into the subsection 5C, volunteer action plan update. Just wanted to start with myself. Basically, we have group of individuals. Basically, they have committed. I'm just wondering, do we have any sign up sheet, anything like that I can forward and get their name to be put it on the list? Nothing like that. Dropped it. Okay. So we can prepare an Excel file ourselves and basically get their info on it. Okay.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
So,
Samir, if you wanted to create a form and be the person to
sure.
hold that form for the committee, then they know that anybody that wants to volunteer, they can just forward it to you
Absolutely.
to add
No
to the
problem.
list. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll work on it. Jaya, just wondering if you can influence the cricket club to see if they can help us with this event this time around.
For sure. I can definitely talk to them.
Please. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And then, like last time, should we reach out back to school and see if kids are up for that?
I'll be at the school on Monday. I guess it's, what is it, next? Yeah, this Monday coming up. So I'll get an early start on that with their guidance people and see if they can find some people to, because they always need volunteer hours. Yeah.
Great. Anyone else has any update on it or share, comment, anything? No. Perfect. So I will prepare that Excel file sheet which we can share, I'll share with the team, and we can start updating. And I'll be keeping it just like how Kyle vision was to share it a file which is basically update itself automatically. So I don't need to go back and enter those names back again.
Why don't you send me the Excel spreadsheet once you've got it? And what I can do is I can set up a Google Drive.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, I think it's the best thing to do it, because that way we don't need to work too hard onto that. Absolutely. Perfect. Next, Alex, I think I'm hoping that's going to be you, but I'm just gonna go open up section 5D, which is Celebrate Canada Day grant update, and also the stage update.
Yes, so the grant update, I just wanted to make the committee aware that we have submitted the final report in regard to the event for 2023, and we have submitted the application for 2024. We were able to provide information that, the different events that we had in 2023, some of which were new that we hadn't had before in the vendor market. And again, we have requested $10,000. And in the application, they put fireworks or drones. So just to leave that door open, just so we're not limiting the committee in any way. So, and I imagine Jamie is going to be back in January or February to discuss the quotes for fireworks and firm that up. So, but I just wanted to make the committee aware that staff has done that. And then the stage update, basically I already gave you that wonderful news. So like I said, staff are still looking into requirements and what is going to happen next. And any further updates, of course, I will bring them to the committee.
Fantastic.
You have a very skewed view of wonderful news. Seriously, it's disastrous. It's like,
disaster.
Just want to throw that. Wonderful would not be a word I would use right now.
I definitely, yes, the wonderful word, I wouldn't be using it as well, but I am actually really appreciative at this point that we know where we are today, and I'd like to see how we're going to put this event together and make it more enjoyable for our town. So it is something that I'm looking forward for, and I'm counting on all of you guys. If anything, I have an update. I am getting one of the vendor should be reaching out to town shortly to fill out his application. So we will have one of the Indian snack type of thing, fast food type of place that it showed an interest I am reaching out to a couple of other individual within our town as well to see if they have an interest. I did reach out to Pharmasave, which is basically just opened up recently. They have expressed an interest, and I wanted to bring this to committee as a new business as well, that they have expressed an interest to do some sort of a health activity while people are visiting on a Canada Day. So sort of things like a blood pressure check, blood sugar check, kind of thing like that, just a normal thing, right? Which we normally don't have an access every day to day kind of thing. So that's what I was told that they are interested and I just wanted to bring it to committee to see if we wanted to take a stab at it and have this kind of services at our event.
More the merrier, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, as long as they don't take my blood pressure right at this moment. Then yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah, if whatever they can do.
Okay, so I'll reach back to them and ask them to draft a little bit on it to see what kind of services they are willing to offer on that day and what are their requirements and things like that. Alice, I believe you have some question, yes?
Yeah, I'm just trying, are they wanting to come as a vendor, like just have like a vendor space where they run this, or like?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
vendor
so-
space. Yes, it's a vendor space. They will be paying. They know the 14th February is the deadline for that. So they know that, but they wanted to do something for community. That was the word that they used. So
And have you guys seen the ad on the town's Facebook page or on the town website for the vendors advertising that? No? Would you like to see it?
Yes.
Okay, bear with me just one moment. Let's see if I can get this. I'm going to try to see if I can get this to work. Okay, can you see the Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try and make this video big once it starts playing, so. No, it's not working. Hang on. I'm trying to make it big. Hang on, bear with me. I lost it. So that's a little video on the Facebook page that Melissa did. And then on the town hall website, there's this part that scrolls through, and she has here. So that's on the home page as well. And then you can click on it and it'll take you to the page where the vendor application is. So that is being advertised by town right now. She's going to do that little bit, the little video thing on Facebook, I believe again next week, and then we'll run it again in January. But we're doing it multiple times at different times of day, so hopefully people will see it at different times.
Would it make sense to put it on the LCD panel out in front of town hall? I don't know how much rotation that gets.
I can ask her about that. Yeah, for sure.
If she thinks it's going to be effective, then yeah. If not, then, don't.
Okay, I've made a note of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business that anyone would like to propose?
So absolutely, please send out the sponsorship forms. We can start looking for sponsors already.
Len, yes, go ahead. You're on mute, by the way.
Yep, I'm not on mute now. I just think that we I think we should kind of try and find a way to get a stage. Just throwing that out there.
Well, we do have extra funds still available, so depending on what it costs us for the rental, I think you're right. We do need to look at running a stage for sure.
I was being a little facetious, but yeah, we desperately need a stage. That's
I
good.
can find out where we get the Roadfest stage and see. The one for Roadfest is fairly large, so I can see if they have different sizes. But I can find out where we can actually get those. I think they're expensive though, but I can always get a quote.
And I'm going to double check with economic development as well, because they sometimes do activities and they will be renting a stage for those activities, and see if there's any way we can piggyback and make it a multiple time rental as opposed to a one-off rental. So I'm going to talk to her about that hopefully next week, but I'm not 100% certain where her schedule is before the holidays. So it might have to be January, but it is on my list to talk to her about.
In the interim, we can get I'll get some quotes and see what we can get for, I don't know, stage rental.
Yeah, sounds good. Is there any new business anyone would like to propose? All right, Alice, I'm seeing none at this point. If anything, just basically reach out to Alice, and then we can definitely coordinate within the agenda for next meeting. So it is the time. I just wanted to thank every one of you for taking time out and attending this meeting. And also an opportunity for me to wish me and my family to wish you and your family happy holidays. To all of the viewers who is going to watch this, happy holidays and stay safe there. With that note, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? And that's Jaya, and seconded by Amy. All in favor? I do. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Happy holidays. Stay safe. Have fun.
Likewise.
Definitely. Yes, then go ahead.
I was just going to say likewise to everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful holiday.
Happy holidays to all.
Yeah.
Merry